It is a busy morning and we continue. Now in 2020, former First Lady of South Africa, Dr. Zanele Mbeki, launched the Young Leaders Connect Ideal program with the aim of developing the next generation of young ethical women leaders. Now, the Leadership and Development Program, which is the brainchild of the International Women's Forum of South Africa, the IWFSA, aims to identify aspiring young leaders, develop them into effective and ethical leaders that could serve the country. Now, today, outstanding accomplishments of young women leaders who have made significant contributions to our society will be celebrated and honored at the forum's third annual YLC Ideal Leadership Summit and Awards that will be held in Johannesburg. So to tell us more about this, we joined here in studio by Ms. Tryphosa Ramano, who's a member of the International Women's Forum of South Africa, and Mothathe Sewelo, who's a pillar head, Ideal Communications at the Young Leaders Connect. And ladies, thanks so much to both of you for coming through. Good morning.
Thank you very much for having us, and morning to your viewers.
I'm trying to rush through this as best I can, but let me start with you, Tryphosa, just to talk about the event and, of course, leadership, women leadership, but more importantly, ethical leadership that needs to be developed.
The most important thing is that in this country, leadership is very crucial. And we have seen women not rising above enough. So IWFSA, which is the International Women's Forum of South Africa, part of the International Women Forum, globally, 36 countries, more than 7,000 prominent women, decided to launch the Young Leaders Connect. And the purpose for that is to develop them into becoming ethical leaders, because role modeling is a bit of a problem. And then in doing that, we said we want to develop the next generation of ethical women leaders. And we do it through mentorship and entrepreneurship, and then conversations. And also we engage in matters that are affecting the society. Because if you do not mentor, unfortunately, these young people, they wouldn't know where to go for the future.
So people looking at this and saying, here is Tryphosa Ramano, who's a powerhouse, and would love to be mentored by her. How do they actually come into these opportunities? Where is it that you look to source the next crop, the next generation of women leaders from?
The nice thing is that in this world now, there's digitization. We have a website, Young Leaders Connect, Ideal. You go to the website, you subscribe, and we will actually manage that subscription, and then we match them to mentors who have already done it. But with myself, as Tryphosa Ramano, I always focus on group mentorship. So I always say to them, peer mentorship is the most important thing. Because you learn something from me, but I don't want you to learn my bad behaviors. I want you to learn only the good stuff. But when we are together, then you get to understand how to engage with each other, how to respect each other, and how to make your voice being heard in a much more respectable manner. Because remember, women by nature, we are different. We are naturals. We are kind. We've got humility. But sometimes when we get to those positions, we become so hard, we forget about ourselves. But then we say to these young people, you must be authentic. Don't forget about yourself. We have scars. We can share with you our scars, but we don't want you to have the same scars. Go and have your own scars, but we navigate you to show you the ropes, to show you what to do and what not to do. And we are where we are because somebody else mentored us. As you highlighted in your intro, Zanele Mbeki launched IWFSA 21 years ago. And then we launched Young Leaders Connect more than 5 years ago and relaunched it about 3 years ago. And the purpose is to, as you rise, bring them along. Because when women rise, society rise.
As Mom Charlotte Matleke always said. Mothathe, for you, you're a qualified chartered accountant. How's this journey been for you?
This journey has really been life-changing, to be exposed to such phenomenal, preeminent women that are willing to give you access to them, access to their time, access to their resources. As Ma'am Tryphosa says, role modeling is important, and they give us an opportunity to have somebody to guide us, right? In those tough conversations that we're having in boardrooms that they've already had, they kind of guide us and they say, it's okay, you can make it. And we feel empowered, right? Because we're given all these opportunities and we stand on the shoulders of these giants that are cheering us forward and are kind of encouraging us that we can do this.
And to that point, what sort of conversations are you having with your peers, those within the program and those who are not necessarily part of it?
I think the conversations are really about empowering each other, propelling each other forward. We are sharing opportunities, we are sharing challenges, we are in similar spaces and different spaces, right? If I need PR advice, there's somebody who's a PR expert within my network. And if I need any other advice, be it personal, be it from the work front, then we are always sharing that and making sure that you don't feel alone in this journey. You don't feel like you're the only one and you have no one. We know that it's eminent that there are boys clubs, but now we also have our own clubs where you can source and you can tap into that network. And you have people that have your back and you have a sisterhood of people that are there and are celebrating you when you achieve specific milestones.
And Tryphosa, just, we don't have much time, but I want to talk about the summit and the awards that will be held. Just talk to us about, the importance of that in terms of just recognizing some of the work that is being done.
The summit, the theme is embracing equity. We're just coming from the Women's Month, whereby we're celebrating the women that have marched in 1956. Embracing equity is talking about gender equity and inclusiveness. And then in that, we are having experts, industry experts, we are having leaders, we have got academia, whereby we also be focusing on the importance of education in our society and also in leadership. And as a result of that, there will be conversations around that. And then in the evening, we are having an awards. In the awards, we are recognizing the excellence of these young leaders. Some are emerging, some are already in their middle management, but we are just celebrating to say we recognize you and we reward you and we've got your back. We want you to go there and show the world that here we are. Women, they are good enough to be in leadership. We can't say they are not good enough to lead, but they are good enough to take care of our homes. They are good enough to take care of our children. They are good enough in doing all sorts of things in the home, but then they are also good enough in the boardroom.
Indeed they are. And, as they say, there's no stopping an idea or an ideal whose time has come. But thank you so much to Tryphosa Ramano, who's a member of the International Women's Forum of South Africa, and Mothathe Sewelo, who's a pillar head, Ideal Communications at the Young Leaders Connect. And they were talking to us about the empowerment of women and mentoring of young women, and of course the summit and awards that will be taking place today. And all of this really empowering for women overall.